The story of the DNSR is one of a small line with a grand idea. To understand how this line existed, we have to turn the clock back to the railway mania period of 1840. It was during this period that the proposals to link the industrial north to the ports of the south first appeared. But these big ideas soon died off due to opposition from existing railways and failure to gain parliamentary approval. But the idea remained, and in 1870 there was renewed interest and financial backing to improve the links from the Midlands down to the south. The existing route from Oxford, Reading and then Basingstoke was seen as long-winded, and in 1873 a bill was put forward for the Didcot, Newbury and Southampton Junction Railway. This company was authorised that same year. Originally the route from Newbury, GWR, would join the LSWR near Micheldever, but the LSWR refused, and the Act was amended in 1883 to run to Southampton instead, and at this time Junction was dropped from the company's name. The new route would run south from Didcot through 6 stations and down to Newbury, then down through Woodhay, Highclere, Burghclere, Lichfield, Whitchurch Town, Barton Stacey, Sutton Scotney, Worthy Down, Kingsworthy and Winchester where the line stopped. The original plan was to continue through Twyford, Albrook, Chandler's Ford, Chilworth and Shirley, terminating near the Royal Pier at Southampton. The company was new on the scene and didn't quite realise how the existing rivalry of the GWR and the LSWR would try to stifle the new company's ambitious plans, especially as it encroached on both companies' perceived operational areas. Despite this, an agreement was made with the GWR. They would work the new line on behalf of the DNSR for a percentage of the income generated. Plus, GWR hoped they would gain access to Southampton on prime LSWR territory. The line finally reached Winchester in 1885, approached from the north through a 441-yard tunnel into a corner of Winchester on the only bit of affordable land available to the DNSR. An engine shed, turntable and extensive goods facilities were created close by and known as Bar End. Passenger services to Newbury commenced that year, but with only 4 trains each way per day. Attentions turned to resuming the extension to Southampton. But at a shareholders' meeting, directors estimated that £100,000 would be required for them to reach their goal. Between them, Winchester and Southampton councils coughed up £85,000. But most of this money wound up covering operational costs and advanced land purchases. The DNSR found themselves in a catch-22 situation. Without an independent line to Southampton, they could not attract the lucrative freight and fast passenger trains that they wanted. But without the income from this same traffic, they would not be able to build the line. The LSWR were astute enough to realise that a connection could work in their favour in the long run. So they offered to help complete the rest of the line by adding a junction just north of Shawford Station. In exchange, the DNSR had to give up all plans for a different route to Southampton, and that any trains running south of Winchester had to be operated by the LSWR. This meant that all engines would be swapped from GWR to LSWR and vice versa at Winchester Chessel before continuing. After 2 years of building work, which included the Hockley Viaduct, the connection and working of trains to Southampton was finally achieved and commenced in 1891. At the outbreak of World War I, the DNSR became a valuable tool for moving men and machinery to the ports. Large military camps sprang up in the Winnell Down area, and a short-lived but lengthy siding was put down to serve them. The Railways Act of 1921 saw the grouping of the railways, and 2 years later, to make them more efficient, smaller lines were placed under one of the 4 main railway companies. Winchester was renamed Winchester Chessel to clearly identify it from the other Winchester station, which was renamed Winchester City. During the Second World War, the government spent over £500,000 on the line. To increase capacity, the track was doubled, passing loops were extended, and at Winchester, the line through the tunnel was also doubled. Worthy Down Station was completely reconstructed, with a lengthy passing loop, and a whole line was closed to passenger traffic to give priority to the 16,000 trains in the build-up to D-Day. To avoid conflicting movements and to speed up operations, A spur at Winchester Junction for northbound trains only was constructed. In 1948, the railways were nationalised. Everything became British Railways. And the line south of Newbury came under the control of the Southern region. The line never reached its passenger potential, and in 1950s poor economy hit the line badly. Losses mounted up as passenger use declined and closure was imminent. Passenger services to stations south of Newbury ended after the last train on the 5th of March 1960. Passenger services north of Newbury then ended on the 10th of September 1962. The route lingered through freight services, but complete closure of the line from Newbury to Shawford Junction came on the 4th of April 1965. I'd probably be better facing the other way for this so you can see the signal. The whole line will be a tediously long video. No, it wasn't very good. And bollocks. Yeah. No. Most of this money end up. But most of this money wound up covering operational costs and advanced land purchases. Yes.
Make it rain, make it rain, make it rain.
Never mind, he'll recover. Enough of that, that's silly.